Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching me from. This is Hamongoro. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. My YouTube name is Hamongoro. Kindly subscribe, share, and like. Now, there's something I want to put a close. Uh, and we need to be as honest as possible. And we need to be sincere. And I also need to talk to both men and women because they are part of our society. They're the ones that form our family. They're the ones that make us. Now, there's something I want to talk about. And this thing is becoming a nuisance to most families. And I need to speak about blended families. Blended families. Now, my brother, you know yourself very well. You cannot lie to yourself, nor can you lie to God. And it's very tough for someone to read your heart. Hatuwezi soma roho ya mtu. But it is something that is so rampant nowadays, and it is hurting a lot of innocent children. Innocent children are being caught in between situations that is not their own making. Now, if you are a man and you know yourself, you cannot marry a woman with children or with a kid. Listen, Ping, you know very well, you cannot live with that baby harmoniously. You cannot raise that baby harmoniously. In short, when you marry that woman with a baby, the environment in which that baby will grow in will be hostile. Do yourself a favor, my brother. Don't marry that woman. Just let her know that, sincerely speaking, I love you, you are beautiful, you are all that a man wants in a woman. But because you have a baby, I can't marry you. Simply because you know yourself, you will mistreat that baby. That baby will not live a comfortable life like your own. So please, do that woman a favor. Tell her I love you, but I cannot live with your baby. There's a Congolese man I love very much. I was talking to him a year ago, and he told me honestly, I cannot marry a woman with a baby because I can't raise a baby that is not my own. And our family will not allow me to bring in a baby from outside because they bring bad blood to the family. I don't know how true that is, but that was his opinion and his background. He cannot marry a woman with a baby because you don't know why that baby was brought into this world. You don't know who sired that baby. So you don't want to bring a bad blood to your family. And he was very sincere. And he told this lady who had a baby, if you want me to marry you, you'll come to my house, you as an individual. You leave your baby with your family members. And if you don't have family members, find relatives that can take care of your baby while you marry me. And there's no point in life that you turn around and tell me that you want that baby to come and live with us because it's not my baby. And I will not be nice to him or her. I'll not be nice to a baby. That was a genuine man. He was very sincere. And that lady said, you know what? I don't have parents. Now, where would I leave my baby? The guy told him, find relatives. And if that is hard for you to find, please, let's cut this relationship, quit. That was a very sincere man. And there are also some women that cannot raise children that are not their own. And if you are a woman and you know very well that you cannot take care of someone's baby, please don't mislead that man to marry you. And then you end up mistreating his children. Don't marry a man with children. Look for a man who has no children so that you can sire your own with him. And it's very unfortunate and painful to realize that this woman who cannot take care of other people's children, she has a child or children from the previous marriage. Or she was not even married. outside wedlock. She had a baby or babies. Now she's coming into this man's life with a package, but she cannot condone the baggage of the husband. We need to be sincere. Let me ask you a question, my sister. What if this man treats your child that you came with same way that you're treating his children? How will you feel? And many times I say this: everything you do is a seed that you're planting. But the simple thing that I want us to be sincere and honest and candid as possible. If you cannot marry someone who has children, please don't. You know yourself. I don't need to speak for you. You know yourself. You've seen how many children, innocent children, are suffering in the hands of stepfathers and stepmothers. I'm not saying that all women are the same, and I'm not saying that all men are the same. But the truth be told, a lot of children. I watched a woman the other day. I don't want to mention where she's from. That lady killed her 2 children. She was married with one child. And sired 2 with the husband. But the husband was mistreating the baby that this woman came with into the marriage miserably. The guy had no remorse for this baby. Now this woman could not take it anymore. And she decided, let me end my life and my children's life. They were living a miserable life just because of that baby that the woman came with. She killed her 2 children. And now when she turned around to kill herself, unfortunately or fortunately, she didn't die. Now she's in hospital. When she recovers, she'll be charged in court with murder of his 2 children. Now this guy who was mistreating the children and the wife is innocent. There is nowhere in the law that man will be brought to court or to judgment of his behavior towards the wife and the children. There's nowhere. The guy is very innocent. And maybe someone will have to say, why couldn't she go back to her parents' house? And there's no proof that this guy was mistreating what? The children. But the wife could see it and felt it. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it is very easy when that is done to others. But when it's done to family, it's very painful. It's not the same. Tusaidiane to my brothers. Unajichua wewe peke yako. Kama uwezi oa mwanamke ako na watoto, tafadhali ambia huyo mwanamke na heshima na unyenyekevu, ninakupenda lakini sipendi mtoto wako, so that this woman make decision peke yake. Kama anakuja kwako akijua ukweli, mtoto hutaki na utatesa. Be honest. And if you are a woman, stop pretending. When people are dating and courting, they sugarcoat stuff. Anaweza kuwa anakuja kwako, huyu mwanaume anakuja kwako na uko na watoto. He can be so friendly to your children or your child. And that will mislead you to believing that this guy is a good father. Parents with children, do your homework properly, especially when you have children that are not sired by the same guy, the same woman that you're trying to marry. Be very careful. Do your homework. Do your research. Know someone, even though I know it's very tough. Huwezi soma roho ya mtu. Na kama ukweli, watoto wengi wameteseka humu duniani in the hands of stepfathers and stepmothers. I'm not talking about orphans. I'm saying those kids who are born out of wedlock, and those men who marry their wives, unfortunately the wives passed on, ukaachiwa watoto, or you divorced and now the wife didn't want anything to do with the children. You were left with the custody of your children as a man. Now when you are going to marry another woman, my brother, be very careful. Be very careful. Things are very tough. I listened to another lady who was married to a man with two babies, a boy and a girl. Now this woman, what she did, she pretended to love the children, and the baby boy was very young, was like 1 year and some months old. And this guy could go to work and leave the children, his children, with the newly married wife. And this woman came with one baby, a baby boy, into this family. Now, what this woman could do when the husband has left for work in the morning, alikuwa anafinya, she could squeeze the testicles of the baby boy of the husband. Huyu mtoto, huyu mwanamke alipata huyu mwanaume, naye mtoto wa kiume alikuwa anamfinya testicles so that this boy could not give birth to inherit anything from the father. Alikuwa mdogo, alikuwa anamfinya na squeeze everything so that this boy will not even marry, will not even have to sire children. Hili ndio huyu mtoto wake amekucha na yeye ndiye aweze kurithi kila kitu ya huyu mzee. Je, huo ni ungwana? In short, what I'm trying to say here is people have turned to be wild beasts. People have turned to be animals. Remember, if you want your children to be successful in life, clap for other people's children when they're doing well, so that you'll find a way to come back to your children. But whatever that you do is a seed that you're planting, be it good or bad. Now, it took this guy a long time without even realizing, because some women are pretenders. You leave them with your children. You go to work, when you come, when you're home, they pretend to love their children. They can do all good stuff to their children in your presence. But when you are off to work, behind your back, they do the unspeakable, the unthinkable. I'm not saying every woman, but the majority of them does. So what am I trying to tell men and women who got married with children that are not sired together? Be friends with your children. And when your children trying to send a signal, the body language, read the body language of your children when they are with this person, or when you are together, you can see the way, your children are behaving towards this person in your presence. Read body languages. Talk to your children. Be friendly. Be friends with your children. Don't be too harsh. Don't listen what this other partner is telling you that you start being harsh to your children. No. Understand the reason as to why those kids are doing what they're doing, what you're told that they do to this person. You need to do your own investigation quietly and silently. You learn a lot. I had a guy, he was my employee. He was married. The wife left him with 2 children. So he married another woman. Now this guy told me this woman is the best caretaker for his children. One time, I was in my house. And I was doing some work. So this guy came with his younger baby, who was a daughter. And the wife was in the house. All the time, this baby girl could stay with me, with my fundis. I sent the guy, I said, go get me this thing. So the guy left. I started talking to the daughter. I said, why aren't you with your auntie? Your auntie is in the house. Why don't you want to go there? The baby girl was 3 years and a half. This baby girl looks at me and said, she mistreats me. She mistreats you here. How? The lady told me. So I waited for the husband to come back, for my employee to come back, the father of the baby. I told him, I want you to do more than just being a father. I want you to go dig deeper. See, that lady might be mistreating your baby. And your baby told me that in front of my fundis, They're here, ask them. The guy blatantly, without second thought, put me off. Told me my wife is the best caretaker for my children. She takes good care of my children when I'm there and when I'm not there. So I looked at this guy and I told him, my brother, bro, now let me tell you. Usipuuze what this baby is saying. You need to do your own homework. The guy said, no, my wife loves my children. She loves me, she loves my children. So there's nothing like that. Nikamuuliza, how come your baby, all the time that you've won for 1 hour and a half, she's here with me? And the other aunt is right there. Maybe she felt like she needed to stay here with you. The guy was very naive and ignorant. I left it at that. Time went by. The guy is still with the woman. So I don't know. I don't want to predict the end, because it's only God who knows the end from the beginning. So I thought I was helping a man like me so that he can take care and safeguard his children. But the guy could not give me time. He brotherly said, I know my wife and I know my children. That is true, I don't deny, but at least I've done my part and I've told you. How many children, innocent children, kids, suffering out there in the hands of their stepmothers and stepfathers? Let me tell you something another quickly. There was this guy married a woman with a baby. Now this guy, the baby grew up. The guy started sleeping, having sex with the stepdaughter. And when this woman brought this issue up to the family members, you know what the family members said? That's not a big deal. Hakuna damu yetu hapo. Huyo mwanaume can even marry the stepdaughter. So awe mtoto a stepdaughter na mama yake with the same husband. Wanasema yeye hakuna shida, hata anaweza muoa. Now when this woman got fed up and said enough is enough, she packed her packs and left. Now the same people started condemning the woman for leaving. The woman did the right thing. But let me just put this across to you. Wewe mwanaume, when you start sleeping with your stepdaughter, that tells me that you have no regard of yourself, you have no regard of your wife. You don't respect yourself, you don't respect your wife, you don't respect your stepdaughter. Haujiheshimu kabisa. Hauna heshima kwako, kwa bibi yako na kwa your stepdaughter. Hauna kabisa. How would you allow your stepdaughter to see your nakedness and your wife does the same time? Are you being sincere to yourself? You don't even respect yourself. You don't even love yourself. That tells us who you are. You don't respect or love yourself. Now, this lady packed her stuff and moved out. The society started condemning the woman for doing so, because huyo ni kama mwanamke yoyote umepata pale nje. But he started to rule really, because this guy is married to the mother of this daughter, of this girl. How do you expect a stepdaughter to be a stepwife, a co-wife to the mother? How can they be co-wives? A lot of people condemned and blamed the woman, but to me personally, I think she made the right choice. She made the right choice. Believe me, she's not there anymore. People started saying, oh, the guy did a lot for this woman. Yes, but the actions. How will you feel if somebody does that to your stepdaughter or to your daughter? Na ninyi wanawake, ukweli, wacha kutesa watoto wa wenyewe. Kama unajua uwezi kaa na mwanaume ako na watoto, please tafadhali mwambie ukweli kinagaubaga. Mimi ninakuja na watoto wangu, uwalee vizuri, lakini wako sitawalea vizuri. Na hiyo itasaidia mwanaume to make that judgment. You know, nowadays we have left our children in the hands of their stepmothers and house girls. Now, I watched a movie recently. The lady was divorced. She started dating a new guy. Now this girl was so much consumed with a boyfriend. She forgot that she had a daughter. Now this woman has changed. She used to give the daughter a lot of time. Now she got a house girl and a houseboy, left them with the baby. Now one time I saw that baby crying for the mother. The mother came at night around 11 p.m. The baby was asleep until she woke up. She was a 9-year-old girl. And she told the mother, Mom, I need to spend time with you. How will I be able to communicate what I'm going through in this house, outside life, when you are not available? Who do you want me to share with? That they didn't listen. Time went by, that girl was pregnant with the houseboy. That lady got pregnant with someone. It was a movie that I was watching. That is a reflection of what is happening nowadays. We have left our children to strangers to raise them for us, and yet we're fathers and mothers. If men, let me speak to men and give you a little advice. If in case you are divorced and you cannot, your wife cannot go with the children, you are left with the children. Before you marry, do your homework. I'm not saying everybody. There are some good women who can take care of other people's children better than their own. That I know is there. But how many are they? There are very few. That's why I'm saying, men, do your homework. Do your homework. Women, if you are a single woman with children, before you marry someone, before you allow someone into a children's life, make sure you've done your homework properly and thoroughly. Don't meet somebody today, next week, and you move in. Introduce them to your children. Poop, here they are. This is your stepdaddy now. And nowadays they are not called stepdad. You call this is your father. Don't trust people too soon with your children. Some people are evil. Some people are evil. So don't trust your children too soon with the strangers. And I know you have to work to support your children. That is true, I don't deny. But please create time to spend with your children. Create time. My brother, your children are there forever, but your work can end any minute. Your children can be there for you tomorrow, but your work might not be there for you tomorrow. Believe me, you. Invest in your children. Let us raise our children as parents. Let's do our job. After all, our parents did it for us, let's do it for our children. Don't trust people. Mwanaume, don't meet a woman yesterday and today she's introducing them to your children. This is your new mother here. We trust people too soon with our children. Yet, the most precious thing that we have in this world is our children. God gave you those children for a reason and for a purpose. May your children not be as statistics for those who have suffered in the hands of their stepfathers and stepmothers. May your children not be as statistics. Be very careful, ladies and gentlemen. Be very careful. People are animals. People are evil. Do your homework. I'm not saying that after divorce you should not remarry. All I'm saying, you can do so, but do it carefully when you have children that you're bringing a new person to take care of. Do your homework and do it very well. Otherwise, but a lot of children are suffering in the hands of stepmothers and stepfathers. Before you bring somebody, trust someone with your children's life, do your homework, do your work. After all, you know the mistakes that you made previously. So now you are wiser than you were yesterday. Don't trust. There are some people who cannot take care of your children. There are some people who cannot take care of other people's children Absolutely not. So be very careful. Thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. My YouTube name is Sam Ongoro. Kindly subscribe, share, and like, and may God bless you. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely day. Bye.